Good afternoon. It is a sunny Monday now here in London, and we are here to share joy, to share laughter, and to help you upgrade by upgrading your mindset. So, guys, if you're on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever you're at, obviously come and join us. Let us know where you're at, how you're doing today. It is Easter. I'm just making sure I'm streaming, and I'm obviously the beautiful Rashad. Yeah, oh,
I'm here.
come straight through there. Okay,
I'm here. Am I there?
you're there. I'm just having
Thank you.
myself play as well.
Thank you for the beautiful description, beautiful Liz. It's a beautiful day, and yeah, I'm glad we're doing this. You have a nice sunny day over there. We have a nice sunny day all the way here in Cape Town, and yeah, I thought let's put together a little piece to talk about dealing with tough times using humor. That was the idea, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, as we were just talking about just before we came on, it's a interesting day so far over this way. So we're having a little bit of fun, a little bit of fun. I'm not going to lie, but we've only just got sunshine. It's been raining all morning, so it's been raining most of the day.
Yeah, yeah. The irony of life is that we don't suffer enough. We don't have enough pain. We don't have enough discomfort, actually. That's the irony. If we did, we'd be laughing our asses off. Now, think about that. If because we think we're in control, we suffer. But the moment we know, and you'll find this with people that are getting close to death experiences, or when their lives are they're about to get slaughtered, get chopped up by this or that, they just burst out laughing. It's because that laughter is utter surrender. It's the giving up. It's the recognizing that I've got no control, and that's quite funny because you spend all your life trying to control things that are impossible for you to control because there's an illusion of control. But actually, you're not in control, but you think you're in control, so therefore you suffer. So the best thing to do is to laugh at your need to believe that you're in control when you have no control.
So are we going to go with letting go of all control just for like at least the next however long we're alive for? Should we encourage everyone just to release control and open their minds to thinking something different?
Yeah, I think recognizing the folly of your need to control is just uh, you're programmed to believe that you need to control. But that's precisely what's causing your misery. You can't control life, but it's an illusion of control. So yeah, whatever you say, for instance, you're cooking a meal today. Let's be practical, right? So you're cooking a nice little roast chicken, and I say to you, well, you're not in control, and then you say, well, how the hell is this chicken going to get cooked, right? Because it was in control then, right? So the illusion of control, it's still an illusion. So you go ahead and you make the chicken anyway, but you have to know that you're not really in control. There's so many variables that you couldn't control, like the quality of the chicken. You may think it's good. You smell it, smells good. You got it from a good store. You cook it and you get sick, right? If you're not vegetarian, you're vegetarian, right, Liz?
Yeah.
Thank God. So you don't have that
All
problem.
chicken's gonna make me
No, but
sick.
yeah, but you don't have that problem, right? So that's a good thing. One problem less. So you're closer to joy than chicken eaters. Um, but yeah, other than right, so you could be so concerned if you were a chicken eater about if this chicken is going to make me sick, not thinking about the hormones in there and all the other kind of shit that you didn't even stress about, right? So it's that book, The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, right? It's in there that he talks about the fact that you have this illusion of control. So what
Mm.
you have in front of you, you control and you stress over, and it's just pointless. But it's something I wanted to say in this particular call, and I know I'm hogging. I don't know hogging is it what you guys use in UK? Hogging,
Hogging, yeah, say hogging.
uh,
Yeah, you take it. I'm,
hog.
I'm going to sit and relax. I've had a
Okay.
stressful morning.
Yeah, but it hasn't been stressful enough. That's why it needed more stressful.
I haven't got anything done. It's taken me 4 hours to do one meditation. I normally get done in 20, 30 minutes. I'm like,
Yeah, well, it's meant to go this way. That's exactly how it's meant to go. We suffer because we wanted to go our way, and that's the whole thing. But so people say, "Oh, Rashad, you don't smile a lot. You're not always laughing and giggling. And I tell them that's because I take my happiness seriously. And it's quite ironic, right? So here's this guy who doesn't laugh, but he takes his happiness seriously. Because I believe happiness is very deep and to be found like deep within you. And it sometimes doesn't manifest as a big smile in your face. The whole social, yeah, you've got a beautiful smile. You're allowed to show those beautiful teeth of yours there. Liz. but but you naturally smile. You see, you're not putting on a smile. You are a
See, I
smile.
never used to. I
Oh,
used to be known as the person who was quite straight faced, who was quite this poker face. And
serious.
they said, we know if we make you laugh, it's really funny, or we get that reaction, it's really something. And I used to be known. That's how the people used to know me.
So why'd you change?
Why did I change? Became
Hmm.
self-employed, basically started doing my own thing, worried about myself.
Yeah,
And
but I
now,
mean, have you become happier? Is that why you smile more, or was it a conscious choice to smile more?
no, it just happened. It was just a case of obviously all the good things. So obviously I used to always exercise, still always ate well, more meditation, do my own thing, not feeling like I'm running around responding to everyone else all the time, if that makes sense. Setting my boundaries of what I think is important. Um, Basically doing things that make me happy. Not and also the we also worry because we also worry about what everyone else thinks rather than us. I basically learned, and it's still something I work at, stop giving a shit what others think. So if I'm going out and I'm having a giggle doing something, at one point I used to get paranoid what someone would
Yeah,
say about me.
yeah.
And then I stopped.
So you don't care.
It's not so, and if I do catch myself, I go, fuck it, I'm living my life.
Well, based on the amount of content that you pump out and the rawness of your content, I think that comes across in your not giving a shit, which I think is very healthy and very needed in a society that's so afraid of expressing themselves. As you know, I don't give a shit either.
Mm.
Uh, but see, a lot of people think that's some kind of narcissistic way. I do care about people's feelings. However, I don't allow my own self-sabotaging mind to get in the way and stop me from doing those things. So you must care about hurting other people's feelings. You must care about kindness and compassion and all the rest of it. However, you need to consider the kindness and compassion towards yourself. If you think, oh, I won't go on air today because someone will make fun of me, you're not being very kind to yourself. And that's the context of not giving a shit, right? It has to be understood. Because a lot of people say, oh, well, that's quite nihilistic and you don't care. And, you're sort of a negative person. It's not. It's actually very positive.
Mm.
Don't you think?
Yeah. And I have to say, when you said about smiling when you're coming on air and things like this, if I look back, even my videos from 6 months ago, some of it is skill of being on camera. Okay, because we all know that's a skill, that's a personal skill. Talking, speaking, that again is its own skill. So these skills are developing. But if I go back and look at my ones I did in lockdown, I actually was like, I remember people saying to me, you're not smart, like your face is very straight, there's no reaction in the eyes. And then, of course, it's like I'm watching them going, oh my God, I'm kind of cringing at myself because even I can see, obviously, on camera, things are, which I've really learned by doing the meditations, which we've had the conversation about, is when you're on camera and you're on video and you're recorded, you have to dial everything up slightly, which is one thing I found because coming across straight and flat. So even though before I thought I was being smiley and nice, it was being completely lost because I was on camera.
Well, I'm where you are at 6 months ago, so you need to teach me how to fake smile on camera because my face is smiling, my heart's smiling, but I can't exaggerate the smile. So here's a good exercise for us. So teach me how to smile on camera. It'll be a productive use of the time. Anybody else joining us, or we're just having our own
No,
conversation?
we've actually got a few. Obviously, Will jumped in over on LinkedIn. Oh, Christopher said it's a beautiful day wherever he is. Where are you? It's a beautiful day. We love to know where you are. Um, Paul wants to know
Yeah.
why the chicken crossed across the road.
Oh God.
Probably to stop being dinner. We're cooking them. Good morning over in
Oh,
Toronto.
hello, Ashif. Yeah, there's my friend there. Yeah, Ashif
There
is a
we go.
regular. Yeah.
And happiness from within. Obviously, smiling face is always from inside, because you can tell the difference between a smile that's, as you were saying, Rashad, a fake smile and something that's coming from the heart. You
Can
can
you?
always tell.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Can you?
yeah,
Because I can't. You see, because my heart's always smiling, but it doesn't come out of my face. So what's going on there?
yeah. No, you can. When we got Ronald's here, Marielle, just finish
Ah,
those off.
Ronald's there.
Okay,
Okay, cool.
there we go. We've got the whole crew is on board. So,
Who was
guys,
the last
obviously,
one? Maria. Maria.
Marielle. Yeah, she's
Ma-
over on YouTube.
Mario. Okay,
Yeah.
lovely.
See, around the world, guys, around the world. Um,
Yeah, fantastic.
no, you actually can, because if somebody fake smiles, fan fake smile, it's like, yeah, okay. But when they
So
really
how?
smile, their eyes light up.
Yeah, but how do you do that when you need to exaggerate on camera? Because you say that you need to exaggerate on camera, right? Because people can't tell that you're smiling. So, say if I do this, is that good enough? So I'm very bad at. I'm very bad at it.
uh,
And I don't have those beautiful white sparklies as you do.
I don't have really white teeth. It's the camera
Yeah,
that
you
makes me
do.
look that white. No,
Because
seriously.
mine. Well, it's not working on my side.
Here's some honesty. From having my nose
Yeah.
surgery, I actually have thinning of the fluoride on the teeth. So I actually have to coat them at night with a tooth mousse to try and bring them, because otherwise they look transparent on the front. So,
Doesn't look like
which
a
is,
good mate to me.
I know
I mean,
you
it's
can't
not
really
meant
see
to be
my
funny, but today's the funny day, so we're gonna just laugh at your tooth transplant, looking
Hey,
transparent.
it is quite funny, because when
Okay.
I'm at night going like this, and I look at the house and going like this, going, this is really elegant. But at the same time, it's the
But you
strength
also
of my.
have the right shape of mouth for the smile. Your smile fits your mouth. You know how some people they doesn't. They just like, and then you're like, that smile doesn't match the mouth. So what smile? How do you fake smile, or how do you exaggerate the smile on camera? Because I'm supposed to. This is what I'm supposed to do, which I can't do. Right? Hi, welcome to my to my. I can't do that. I can't do that because you got to come across like because I talk about serious stuff, which is having fun. But
Having fun is serious.
right, exactly. People don't realize that it's not. There's nothing. It's actually taking life seriously. To say, okay, I'm going to make my life enjoyable is taking life seriously, and that's serious business, right? But you do laugh as a consequence of that. So how did you prep for this? I mean, maybe people out there are also interested. How do you how do you come home smiling? Like, how do you say? Do you practice before you get on the camera so that you're forcing the smile, or
I did. I mean,
what's your secret, Liz, to
it was
that
my
beautiful
secret.
smile of yours?
A lot. I mean, a lot of it comes from my daily routine now. Like before, I used to do it. It used to be a case of, come on, let's prep, like kind of that sort of shake up, sort of trying to wake myself up to do it, if that makes sense. So there used to be this thing, and I remember when I did one in COVID, and I was like, okay, I feel like I just want to sleep. I actually turned the camera off. Next thing I know, my head's on the desk. It was literally like I had all my energy on camera, and I couldn't even move. It was just like off, head down, done. Um, but a lot of it used to come by the sort of the prep, if that makes sense. So as I'm getting ready to go on camera, firstly, I used to be very meticulous about having everything ready, so I didn't stress about anything. Right, then it was things like um thinking about something fun, rather than thinking, oh shit, I could be sat there with one person watch me, or with 5,000. Rather than worrying about all this, it's like, okay, let me imagine I'm talking to a friend. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is what one of my friends did with me initially when I was trying to record a video. She said, imagine I'm sitting here and you're talking to me. Try and imagine you're having a conversation with me. And this is where it got easier by being on camera with people, because then I remember what it's like, say, having this conversation with you. It's fun, it's uplifting. Okay, we've got people listening, but I'm ignoring that. That's kind of, I push that out my vision. Otherwise, I sit and sweat and I get really nervous. And then I go, oh shit, I've got loads of people taking advice off me and there's pressure now. But I take, even when I'm on my own now, I think, okay, how are you with the conversation with that friend? You're having that conversation with a friend or a valuable client. One of my ladies who've worked with me for years, you're having the same conversation with them. This is great. You've already got that bond. You've got that connection. You don't have to try and worry about the initial impression or anything like this. You're just going out
Well,
and being.
I think I got my answer. I should
Yeah,
give up trying to smile on camera because when I'm talking to my friends, I don't smile unless there's something funny.
there you go.
So yeah,
But this
I don't
is
need
where
to put on a. I don't
you
have to put on a
change.
smile.
Yeah,
Hmm.
no, change what your context is. So that would be the content. So you'll do the straight face with this, and then you'll probably lighten it by putting a joke in. As you
Yeah,
joke,
yeah.
then you would make sure your body language, your reaction, and all that
There we
goes
go.
with that.
It's more even exaggerated as well on camera, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because for me, I love crowds. I love being on camera. It's something that I've done for a long time. Actually, I would say crowds more than camera. I don't think
Mm.
anybody naturally does camera, especially when there's no audience. You know. But what
I'm
is
actually
all the
finding
stuff?
it easier.
What?
I find it easy now because I can role play with a friend. It's been a long
Oh,
time since I stood in front of a large group. But then again, I'm in front of people like 20, 30 people quite comfortably
yeah,
without a
yeah.
problem.
You do that. You do that all the
So,
time. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But it's also what you're doing. Either way, so we're here to talk about what exactly. Liz, remind me.
Oh, mindset makeover, upgrading your life through laughter. So, how to put laughter into your day to make your life much better.
Okay, so you're going to tell us how to do that then.
Oh, it does. Okay. Well, the one trick for doing the videos.
I put
Okay.
you on the spot on purpose, though.
Hey, but okay. So we came on. You said I've looked like I've lost a bit of weight in my face. What I
Yeah.
was doing, I was saying this on Saturday about each day. What I've been doing, I've meditating in the morning, first thing, like literally sitting up in bed and meditating.
Oh,
So
that's
I haven't even
fantastic.
gone to the loo or anything. I'm still in like,
No,
la, la, la.
that's
Last
good.
thing I do again, sit in bed, meditate, whatever.
Fantastic.
I have cold shower, which is great for many reasons. But I was going to share a post, but my internet's not been working, so that's been delayed. So yeah, cold shower in the mornings. I do journal, but I just infrequently I'll write things down. But I have been writing bullet pointy notes and stuff like this. I've exercised six days a week, so virtually every day, if that makes any sense. And I've been intermittent fasting. So I've still allowed myself my green or white tea in the morning. I've had my coffee, but I've had nothing between 11 p.m., in fact, probably about 10 p.m. and 12 noon every day in terms of food.
You have a very similar routine to me. So I intermittent fast. I do cold baths. Exercise 6 days a week. I would say more like 4 to 5 days a week.
Hmm.
Um, and I do a morning primer, which is an add-on. I also meditate in the first thing in the morning and last thing at night, so we've got that in common. Um, so yeah, these little so I say these little tips, and I think the link between the gut microbiome, hormonal state of your body, and all these other type of factors that are chemically driven do affect in a large way your happiness or your contentment throughout the day. Why is it that some people overreact to small stress and other people are fine with large stress? And why does it take some people so long to laugh and other people find it quite easy to find it something amusing? Whereas, I mean, some people you've got to have something hilarious for them to just break out, like probably the previous version of you from the
Yeah.
sounds of what you were describing, and probably the same as me. But a lot of that is not just mindset, and so it's because a lot of people give themselves a hard time. Go, well, I exercise 5 days a week, and I eat only greens and peas and lentils, and why am I not as happy as the other people? And sometimes it's not just about mindset or just diet. It's a very comprehensive thing. And the goal in life for me in my journey has not been about happiness. Happiness is a fake goal, right? Life is not about happiness. Happiness is not a goal. Happiness is how you are intermittently throughout the day. I'm happy. If I step on your toe, you're gonna be unhappy. You're happy. The internet's not working. Why are you laughing at the toe thing?
Because we think I broke my big toe in December. So this is part
Oh,
of the thing that I've come through this massive like 4 months of feeling like shit. No, I wasn't ill, but I wasn't feeling well. This post-COVID stuff. Part of it was smashing up my big toe.
hmm.
Um, and I'm still recovering from it. But that's half the reason I'm so excited now because I'm like going, I can do stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That's the awesome thing to be able to do it. I had a problem with my big toe, interestingly enough, and that got sorted out by the podiatrist. So I'm back on my feet and I'm loving it. I remember that scene from the Matrix, not from Matrix, from Avatar, when this guy gets it. He was paralyzed, and he gets into this body, and now all of a sudden he's feeling his legs for the first time. And the way they did that scene, I was just like, we got legs, and most of us do, and we can run around and do all these things, yet we don't. A lot of us is, oh, I got to jog, and I got to go for a walk, and it's so boring because it's this health kind of thing. I say, no, you have this wonderful opportunity to use these amazing things, and you get far, jump, and all that kind of stuff. So it's wonderful. So yeah, I think one of the things that I found that makes a big difference very quickly is in line with this. I highly recommend you read a book called Dopamine Nation. Dopamine Nation, I recommend to everyone today because that is hacking happiness and understanding the chemical dopamine. And The Addictive Society is probably the most important book I've read this year. Well, I ended up listening to the audiobook. It's easier to do, so you do an hour every day, but profound. And she talks about addiction, but I learned a lot about this. So, in fact, the thing that gives us happiness and joy is our exposure to pain, as ironic as it sounds. The ice bath, the doing the meditation, the intermittent fasting, all of these things are discomforts. He didn't say, well, I sat there, I had a rose bath, and then, I had this, I was eating all day, and I was having some sugary drinks and popcorn and watching movies, and that made me happy. No, I'm sure it would, right, Liz? No, I guess not.
I would get a number and be like, I'm bored.
And there's a particular age where you get to, I think, where you're just like, nah. Maybe it's an age thing. Maybe it's just like you've tortured yourself so much. You're like, yeah, I know that doesn't work. I'm not going to even go deal with the outcome of that interaction. But yeah, so the more you can push yourself towards pain in limited ways is why are you laughing? This is not the funny part, Liz.
You
It's the
see,
serious part,
this
Liz.
is what
You're not
I'm
supposed
the
to laugh
magpie.
now.
I just got the sore big toe, not something you can kiss better. You want a better?
Oh wow, I can't even do that. I can't
And
even
you
do
saw I'm
that.
still wearing my pajamas and working from home.
See, that's as
But
far as I can get. It doesn't even get that far. So
see, we need to
I
get
need
you
to
on the
come
yoga
for
practice.
yoga. Yeah, I know. Wow, that's impressive. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a
I can
bit
get to
stiff.
my ankle.
Right, so we're talking about something serious, but you can notice how something little got me distracted and made me laugh.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That means you easily distracted, or or that you find things funny easily.
I have been called the magpie before, so I like the shiny objects. But also, I think this is also to do with how my brain works because I'm obviously dyslexic on the ADHD line, so I'm always like this, if that makes sense. And sometimes I can get
No,
overwhelmingly
that
busy.
doesn't make sense. Your English always say, if that makes sense. It doesn't make sense.
Well, neither does it to me. That's the
But
problem.
the English have this habit. Everything they say, even if it makes perfect sense, they'll say, if that makes sense. Like, I had dinner, I had chicken for dinner, if that makes sense. Obviously, it makes sense. I woke up at 5 in the morning, if that makes sense. Okay, yeah. No offense,
I don't
but
know.
it's like yes, it makes sense. You make perfect sense. You speak so eloquently and so clearly. It always makes sense, actually.
But this is where I think where we both obviously align on this is because we're talking obviously what similar habits in terms of like the days, all this. One other thing I always do is I've always got on an affirmations video. I have one I listen to in the mornings as well when I'm doing my stuff.
Yeah, that's
Of
very
just
useful
like,
too. Yeah.
and it's like, okay, when I feel negative, I feed my brain positive. So when I'm feeling a bit crappy, it may be beats music. One of those sort of you've heard the sort of soothing tones for stress or whichever. Instead
Right.
of thinking, oh god, I'm going to hide, I put something like that on or something, or I maybe put like Meatloaf on where I'm just like, yeah, let's get up and just dance, and I just kind of go, I'm choosing not to let myself low, or I acknowledge the fact I feel like shit and go, I'm okay to feel this way. I'm okay to feel tired. It's okay. I can do this for now. And then tomorrow I do that.
I think that second part is so much for me more powerful in my coaching and with my clients. The one aspect is distraction. I'm not saying you're describing distraction in the first sense, but the first step to me is acknowledgement. and recognizing how you're feeling and accepting and allowing that, and then saying, I choose a
Mm.
different option. Or even if I choose to stay the way I am and feel like shit, that's okay too. But what happens is that we distract ourselves going, oh no, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. Don't talk to me like I'm happy, or fake it, right? And
Mm.
that's what Instagram and LinkedIn and all the rest of it. A lot of people faking it. Hi, I'm so happy today, and I'm the life coach, and I can show you how to be just happy, right? Which is bullshit, right? It doesn't work like that. I mean, you don't do that, neither do I. I
Well,
mean, your
this is
smile
why
looks more genuine.
I sometimes have issues getting on socials because I see people posting, "Oh, here's my food, here's my," and I'm there going, "And I should no, I shouldn't do that because that's not me."
Yeah, right,
That doesn't
exactly.
make
Yeah, it's not you. Yeah, and that's why I got the lesson. It's not me. I'm not going to be going around. If a smile comes to my face, then I will. But otherwise, I'm going to be grumpy. If people perceive that as grumpy, that's their damn problem.
Well, I walked into my client's house. He's like, "Where's the smile? You're looking like this," and I was like, "What? Should I change my face? Is there a problem with my face now?" And I've obviously been straight faced. He's like, "Why are you not?" And I was like, "No, sort of smiling." He's like, "Oh, there it is. There's the smile." I'm just like, he goes, "You always bounce in here. You just bounce in, full of energy." And I go, "Well, I'm excited to see you all."
Yeah,
And
well,
I
that's
come,
that's. I saw this thing that freaked me out. Is this in China when people are going into the? Have you got any comments or any questions from anyone?
well, there's a few
I don't
comments
think it's
coming
really deep. What?
in. We've got all the people. So, uh,
Oh, your fly was undone. Oh, Ronald, Ronald, that's a perfect joke for today. Our
see,
days are happier when we give people a bit of our heart smile
you
rather than
see,
a piece of our mind. Oh, yeah, that's one. I like that one. Yeah, yeah,
a little
exactly.
kindness can change
Oh,
someone's
yeah,
day.
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I should thank you. That's so sweet. Um,
Hello,
hello.
over in Iraq.
Yeah,
There we go.
lovely. Yeah.
And
There,
obviously,
there we go.
be you, do you, for you.
Oh,
Oh,
I like it. Yeah, he's
yeah.
got Ashif's got wonderful posts to follow. He's always got such inspirational content. So yeah, it's good to
But
follow.
obviously, that one links kind of to what we were saying before. It's like a case of you choose your thoughts, like choose what opinions, like kind of to shut out other people, for example. Like I said, I don't care so much what other people think. Doesn't mean I don't care about other people.
Yeah.
It just means that I'm not going to let them tell me when I can smile or that I can't do something that I'm going to enjoy. If someone says like, no, you can't go to, for example, they said, no, you can't go to the gym today. I would go, okay, but I feel really good in our workout. How else can I do it? So I then switch to how else I can do it, even if I can't do the way I would normally do it, for example.
Well, that's an empowered human being. You're not becoming a victim to your circumstance. You're not sitting there going, "Well, I can't exercise. I'll just sit here and eat an ice cream and feel sorry for myself," which may be entertaining at the same time. Uh,
What
my
they
therapist, yeah, my
spend
therapist
time
wanted
with
me to
us,
be
Ronald.
happy.
Spend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's hilarious. I like that one, Ronald. I like that joke. Well, actually, you can be sober and happy at the same time. um,
And
but
it doesn't
there's
involve chocolate.
what? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. So it's a different choice of drug. But I forgot what was I saying about the ice cream. I just feel like an ice cream right now. What were you saying to me? Next time we'll bring ice cream and eat that on the show.
It's about the being empowered and making the conscious choice. So although
Right.
something doesn't
Exactly.
fit,
You can't choose your thoughts. There's no doubt. You can't sit here going, okay, I will now think about this. I will think about that. No, you can't. Even though there is this active tense, is thoughts are very much like breath. So when you're not aware, you're breathing.
mm,
But if you want to be aware, you can say, I choose to breathe. So there is this involuntary and this is voluntary at the same time. So you can't choose the thoughts. So you can allow your thoughts and observe them and let them go. But then you can choose not the thoughts, but choose what you want to do next about the
mm,
thoughts. So if you're getting negative thoughts, you don't fight them. What most people do is they go, think positive, think positive, smile, be happy. That's bullshit. That doesn't work. It bites you in the ass after a while. No offense, you don't do that, right? You're not saying you do that, do you?
what, just sit
No,
here all the time like this?
no. You do that very well, by the way. You did that very well.
Do you
Keep
know
doing
why?
that. Keep
I
doing
have a
that.
I have a resting bitch face when I'm off the screen. It's kind of like, but this is when we,
Okay. This is where you get to train your face muscles.
but it's also, we know about color energies. So I think a lot,
Mm.
some of this as well has helped from teaching for years, because you turn up in first time I turned up in front of a spin class in 2010, it was a case of, hi guys, I've got to get on this bike and shout at you and tell you what to do, and I really don't know what I'm doing, and oh my god, this is so much fun. And I remember having crib cards and this script of what to say on the top of my bike. Even now, so that was 2010, even now, 12 and a half years later, I still say half the same things because it's so ingrained in me that
Mm.
actually balances me up. So I actually get less, I used to get really nervous, not be able to look people in the eye, have to find eye line points where I could sit and all this sort of stuff. Let me just say, it was the worst class I've ever done.
Wow.
That
Okay.
first class, I team taught, it was terrible. It was
It
absolutely,
always is. The first time we do anything is always terrible.
oh,
Well,
yes.
not everything, I suppose. They say kissing is not the same. I think my first kissing was terrible too. Because that first, they always talk about the first kiss, so it can't have been terrible, that first kiss. It would have had to be
If it
sensational.
is, run.
What? Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So most things done for the first time is needs practice, and you get better at eventually.
But when we talk about color energies, so my yellow energy, which is the sunshine, bubbly, so the sort of thing that you're seeing here, that's my lowest. I
No,
dial that up. I have to dial that energy up every single day. So if I keep doing this, I end up exhausted and
no.
utterly flatlined,
If you keep on doing what?
like dialing up my bubbly energy.
Oh, yeah, that's what I thought.
It's because if I showed you my insight, so I've got my, obviously when I worked at Pure, they did them all for you. So your internal, external, of course they change a little bit over time. So all three, the green, red, and blue are all significantly over the normal sort of line. My yellow is below. Even consciously, I dial my yellow up, and it's still below the line point.
Solar plexus.
It's the hardest point that I find to push up, that sort of
Hmm.
bubbly yellow. But it's also why I can now be more aware of my energies and how they work, if that makes any sense, and where I feel most comfortable in all this. I also know that if I dial it up, I have to then allow myself a chance not to use it.
Hmm.
So I have some very quiet time. So I can happily sit
Hmm.
there with 3 or 4 people, they're all having drinks and stuff, and I can sit quietly and be really happy because I need the recharge. I'll just sit there in my bubble and I'm happy. Just let me charge.
Hmm. That's very, very important to me. That recharge, like because both of us we give so much. I mean, sometimes 6 or 8 hours a day coaching, and then I'm sitting with my family, and I'm sitting there going, I got nothing to say, and they're
Mm.
like, but we also want to talk to you. I'm like, talk. I'm here. I'm worded out. I've got nothing in me, and they really respect that. So I'm very lucky, especially with my little girls. My 6-year-old, because she just needs me to chat all the time. I'm so lucky to have a 6-year-old. Um, but she just grabs me and pulls my ear and grabs my hair and all the rest of it. So I don't have to say much at the end of the day. She just makes fun of me, pushes me around. I like it.
This
Uh,
this is also why one of the other things I do to sort of, we said that you mentioned about like Instagram and all this, the fake smiles, the fakeness. Every Sunday I have a disconnect at least for the afternoon. So sort of like from
mm,
12 o'clock.
mm,
So even if I do work a little bit, it's very limited. And then I have
yeah.
time. It's if there's a device on, it's to play some music. So I've got to read a book. I've got to do a jigsaw. I've got to do some coloring, some baking, something. I don't clean on Sundays either. Sabbath, we don't clean. And when I go to my parents' house, so I get there, I now make them after dinner. I'm like, what game are we getting out? What
Oh,
game? Come on. TV can go off or it's background noise. It doesn't matter. What game are we playing? And I make them play at least one. If I'm there for 2 days, one game every day.
well, you just go around spreading your light wherever you go.
But it's also
After a week of your life, I would go to my parents' house and sit and watch TV with them, but not
no,
you.
I can't stand that. I actually most days I don't watch TV.
Me neither. I'm just saying that. Who
I
needs a
don't.
TV when you got a device with all the action happening continuously 24/7 right in front of you?
Yeah, see, no,
But
I'll just
this
then.
thing about Sunday disconnecting is so good. Liz, before we got on the thing, I said to you there's a book that you need to get because I just
Mm,
heard about it today. and it's called Jaws: The Story of a Hidden Epidemic. Now, this is fascinating because this it's probably blur. It's blur. You can't see that, but you can see the word Jaws. It's blur. Um, it's all about our teeth, our jaw lines, and our mouth structure and our palate. Now it's all good. Why are you covering your mouth? You've got a beautiful smiling face and all the rest of it. So mouth breathing, nose breathing, and it's fascinating that they showed how eating soft foods all the time is messing up our jaws and our ability to. It's changing our whole facial structure. So you
Mm,
find people that eating very tough, hard, hardy kind of stuff, their facial structure changes, and also treating of things like acne and all the rest of it through face massage. So in Hollywood, there's this new craze about some kind of jaw machine that works your jaw,
mm,
right? And that what that does is, people taking pills and things like that for beautiful skin. These people are just working the muscles in their faces,
mm. Have
and so
you
it's a
seen face
wonderful
yoga?
thing.
They do
What?
face yoga now. Face
As
yoga.
well, yeah, yeah, yeah. Face yoga, and the Chinese have got an entire routine, the ancient Chinese, about different muscles and exercises that you do um, to get the blood flowing through your skin.
Mm.
So there's a secret tip, and I'm not the greatest proponent because you can see I don't really have the glowing skin to. I just found the book today, so give me a year and I'll probably be glowing into the studio, smiling and stuff like that.
Well, I do massage my face. Obviously, being a massage therapist, you would expect
Right.
it. Drink plenty of
Well, I
water.
wouldn't expect it because a lot of you massage other people and you don't take care of yourself. I'm glad to see that you do the same for yourself.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not as a frequent with myself. I'll be fair on that one. But even sometimes I'm sitting here going, okay, because see, my lymph is getting blocked to my legs. I've got what's it called? Rose quartz. So a massage thing. So I use that to drain up my legs. I can actually be quite vindictive to myself, which people find it's like, how do you like massage that one? I'm like, easy, just sit there and go like this. Um, but it's kind of okay, that's the drainage sort of thing. Face massage is quite easy and quite nice. So obviously your jaw and all this. So of course it's very good for sort of, especially
Have you got
around
a
the eye.
video on this, Liz?
Do a video on it. Take all my face
I'll do
off.
it every morning.
I do at
Really,
night.
because you should look up this stuff on the jaws. It's fascinating, and of course, people are concerned about how they look. For me, it was more interest about gum health, the teeth health, and shape and structure of the face, which really interested me. Um, but yeah, so I'll be waiting for your new video on.
My little face massage that you do before bed. I
Yeah,
do before bed because then I leave the moisturizer. If I've done it, gentle moisturizer on my skin at night, and then when I wake up, literally just cold water.
you got quite a nighttime routine. How do you find time to sleep? You're
Oh,
doing
I get like
meditation, then your
some.
face yoga, plus your creams. I just go and collapse.
No, I because it's it actually only takes like what 10-15 minutes.
I'm mocking you, but I'm actually saying that's the smartest thing to do because the worst thing you can do is to get off your phone, jump into bed, and collapse. You're bringing all that entire baggage. So I think that's a big tip that I would definitely give to people is that don't go from the screen to the bed, and also have something in transition, like turn it off. Right, Liz?
Mm-hmm.
Prep yourself, do some breathing. I also let all my thoughts run and all my emotions run before I get into bed. And I learned this from the Tibetan monks. Otherwise, all your dreams and nightmares, and you're there in bed and you're not resting because you haven't processed all your shit in the daytime. So then you're looking at your last Instagram post and going, "Oh, I wish I had hips like this chick," right? And you go and sleep and whatever you do. Right? I don't do that much, right? But whatever you do, right? And then you've got to process all that in your subconscious through the night,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Or a guy looking at him going, I don't have biceps like that, or I don't have a bank balance like that. Whatever it is, whatever
Mm-hmm.
tickles your
The
fancy.
thing you want the most, you then put the scarcity that you haven't got it because
Yeah,
you're like
yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
going. Oh, they look like this. They have this. That whatever the holidays, and some of it is like, for example, my holiday in Costa Rica last year was something I worked and saved for. That was my big holiday. So I had a 2-week holiday. That's the first 2-week holiday I've had since I actually can't remember.
Well, I
So
take a lot of holidays.
Yeah, I know.
But
But it
I
was
work hard.
big. It was big. But
So what's your
I
what's
went,
what's your point regarding that?
but what people think about doing is they go about the discipline or whichever. So you either work hard for this big break or you try and take these regular little breaks. But it's the same in your daily routines, the sort of discipline that we show. So switch, you said about switching off. Obviously, there's blue light on the phone. People do wear glasses. They do set. I've got mine automatically to set at a certain time to drop the blue light or
Yeah.
whichever. Um, but then I find that if I'm kind of busy before bed, I shift my focus on whatever I was doing before. So even if it's like go to sleep, clean my teeth, okay, now I've got to clip my hair back and wash my face, and then let's get change and let's put this out and have I done this? Then I get into bed and meditation on and I go, what was I even doing before? Because I've just
Yeah.
spent 5 minutes doing little jobs, as it were, running around doing little things that actually I've forgotten what I was watching on TV, what was on Instagram, what was going on
Yeah.
before.
Right. Which is good.
And then I just sit in bed, ding, do my meditation, and then
I wonder
done.
if people read books in bed anymore.
Some do. My
I think
mum
they
does.
just take the. I think they just take the. Yeah. Well, your mum's different from a different era, right? I wonder how many teenagers or people in their 20s or 30s or 40s or
Mm.
50s that's still
If you read,
young.
does anyone read a book in bed? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Put in the comments below. Let us know now.
Come on.
But yeah, that's I think just grabbing a physical book,
Mm,
it's another level of shutting down because then otherwise you're getting all the blue screen, all this of it.
mm,
And that's the other thing that I started doing is red light therapy. I don't know if you know about it, but
mhm,
red light is awesome. So I've got my little red lights and I sit under them, and they're fantastic. I see a definite benefit in my energy, in my sleep, in my healing. So this stuff
mhm.
is awesome. Red light therapy, yeah. We should get
My
sponsored by companies. You know how many things we've mentioned today? We could be rich,
I
Liz.
know,
We've just been
especially because
plugging all this stuff.
I'm about to say I have a Himalayan rock lamp by my bed because it's got that
Right.
orange hue, obviously in my bedroom. I've also got crystals. I've got black
Yeah, crystals.
tourmaline, so
What
I've
do you
got that
got?
by my bed. Black, one of those, but a triangle.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. They
That one's my
yeah,
black one. So these are on my computer alone. I've got amethyst black,
right.
which is obviously thin,
I had
clear
a whole
quartz,
bunch of them. Yeah.
and amethyst. So these are my computer ones.
Mm.
I've got the one that protects my router. I've
Okay.
got
You're serious about it.
got my citrine, which is there. I've
Oh, I
got
love that one. Yeah,
this one's beautiful. This one's
yeah, it's
absolutely
stunning.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, but I've got an aurora amethyst, which is stunning in my bedroom.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
literally the one thing about I found about crystals. The more I've gone for the ones that I'm drawn to, the better energy I feel for them.
Absolutely. But they talk to you. They tell you, pick me,
Yeah.
pick me. You can't ignore it.
So I've got
Crystals are
beautiful.
alive. They're living
The
things.
blue is I'll have to send you a photo later, but
Send it to me. Yeah.
and so there's a little crystal bit here that broke off it. It's like this bright. I don't know if you can see that. This blue.
You can't see
See
it
how
enough.
rich that
Send me.
blue is.
Oh, I'm sure it's those bubbly kind of. Is it in like a bubbly
It looks
background kind of?
it looks like one of these, but it's
Ah, yeah,
bigger
yeah.
and it's
Oh,
this rich blue color. It's absolutely stunning. But of
mm.
course, obviously the amethyst is obviously my birthstone for November. Um, but obviously it's
Oh,
very
we're both
calming.
Saggies. We're both Sagittarius.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's why we get along.
exactly,
That's why we both have such beautiful smiles.
exactly. And that's why we like sharing it with the world.
How are we doing for time?
Well, you've been here for 45 minutes, so perhaps some closing advice would be good for those who are enjoying their bank holiday. Because we've had Brett jump in as well saying happy Monday. So obviously, good morning to you. Yeah, good morning over in
Oh,
the US.
Packard. That's a very famous surname he's got there. With a surname like that, you can open doors anywhere.
Well, he should be very famous. And then, of
Maybe
course,
it's yeah.
Susanna's jumped in and said, I take I don't care pills.
Oh, good.
She's kind of feeling the energy. Um,
Yeah.
it mentioned feed squirrels shellless nuts doesn't exercise their jaws.
It was mentioned that mentioned feed squirrels I don't know what that is, Ronald.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So,
So
uh,
exercise. Yeah, yeah.
Liz, you know more about this stuff than I do, it seems. So why don't you
Um,
tell us what your last tips? I mean, yeah, I think we covered a lot. Why don't we recap? Because we went through so many things here. Oh, breathing. That's the big thing. We missed that. We missed that. Go ahead. Have a breathe. Have a breath.
well,
That's terrible. You
one
need to
one
work on your breathing.
one of the most amazing things that I learned through obviously becoming a yoga instructor, I can't remember where along the way, but with every breath, you take two pauses. You pause twice. So before every inhale, there's always that moment, a pause before you exhale. And
Hmm.
then again, when you inhale. So always when we find we're too busy, we always pause twice within every breath. So if you focus on your breath and welcome those pauses, you find the pauses get longer, but also much more comfortable. You become much more comfortable slowing down. So actually,
Hmm.
that's one thing we notice with holding the holds. It's just becoming that awareness of that second where nothing happens.
Hmm.
Nothing has to happen.
Nothing has to happen, yeah. And yet everything is happening without you having to do anything, which is this
Yeah.
wonderful thing. There's a lot of different kind of breathing routines out there, and I'm sure you learned quite a few of them. But you know, I investigated them and found the ones that work best for me. And for me, for a broad range, the Wim Hof method is excellent because that's easy and quick. And but there are more sophisticated breathing styles. But that one's good. The box breath is excellent as well. You know, the four breaths on the four box breath.
Mm.
But yeah, I think a routine. I was just watching a podcast beforehand, and they're saying how consistency is so much more important than changing it around and doing the latest greatest thing. So if you spend 7 minutes or 5 minutes a day doing a breathing routine, a nighttime routine, and if you can't meditate for 15 minutes, 3 minutes, you just go into the bed, close your eyes, and well, not in the bed, outside of your bed, ideally, before you jump into it, and then you said you do it in the bed, so you can as well. And just sort of I think consistency is a big thing. The big thing is to build up consistency, which is James Clear's wonderful book. Again, I should get paid for all these reviews here, but yeah, Atomic Habits, James Clear, one of the best books I've read in the last couple of years, especially habit stacking. Yeah, but maybe we should discuss some of the books in the future episodes, because I've read so much and I've got so much stuff in my head. I might as well just let it all out at some
There
point.
you go. Share it to the world. Share it to the world.
Mm,
But yeah, breathing is essential. Um, Meditation. I have to say, getting up earlier and actually having my morning is, to be honest, I'm like loving it again. To be honest, it was easier for me because I'm bringing back old habits that I've just let
mm,
slip from being unwell and stuff like this. So it's been nice just to get them back in and sort of be focused. And that's why I've managed to do like 4 at once, if that makes any sense, because it's not something completely new. So the discomfort is much lower than, say, for somebody who's never done at 6 a.m. I remember the first time I was getting up at 6 a.m. Oh my dear God, was that painful? Um, I was always late for work. I used to be always late for work.
yeah,
That's another story.
yeah, another story.
um, Always, if you're on camera or this or getting nervous, focal points. It's where you focus. Imagine you're speaking to a friend. Relax the position you're
What happens if
in.
you have no friends? Then you're in real trouble, aren't you?
Everybody has a friend. They just have to
Mm,
believe to
okay,
begin.
I'm about to
Don't
sneeze.
don't be
So,
cynical.
no. Thanks for putting me straight there, Liz. I thought I was a guest on your show. It's supposed to be nice to me.
I am. I just asked you not to be cynical. We're sharing positivity here. If you think you're somebody without friends, then actually that's where you work on your self-worth because there is always someone there.
This
You
is
don't
true.
always,
This
yeah,
is true.
that's the
This is
trouble.
true. This is true. I agree with you.
There you go. So we better round up because Rashad probably needs to sneeze and, as I said, let it out, Rashad. And of course,
I'm trying. I'm trying. It's just, when you
Rashad,
got that sneeze. Yeah, right. Okay.
It either
I'll
goes
do
away
this.
or makes you sneeze.
Oh, right. Okay. Thanks. See, I learned something new. Thank you, Liz.
There you go.
So I don't know everything, and neither do you. That's the thing. It's nice to share.
Yes, and this is why we're specialists in our own fields. If
Right.
that makes sense. Yeah.
It does make sense.
So I think the closing thing is, guys, hope you've got some value from this. Richard's mentioned about books. So if anybody has one is a book reader before you go to bed, or has got some great books that they would either recommend or think are worth speaking about, then of course drop those in the comments because we'll pick those up. And of course, obviously, whether we'll do it together or just Richard, we'll see. We'll have
No,
a
we better be
conversation.
doing this together, don't you? You're not getting away that easily. You're going to do another show with me.
There we go. So we're going to be back.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about books. We'll talk about the methods and things that are out there. And of course, I think would be a key point is the recognition of how important it is that all these things are out there. All of these things work, but why it's important to find what works best for you and the personal approach.
I love it, Liz. I have to agree with you 100%.
Because you're my guest.
No, because I agree with you. If I didn't agree with you, you'd know about it. I'm a terrible guest, by the way. So
I'm a terrible host, by the way. It
no,
works.
you're
It's a
not.
great
You're amazing. You're amazing.
relationship.
Thank you,
So
Liz.
it's a pleasure. Otherwise, guys, thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.
Thank you for tuning in, guys.